Hello, my name is Parker. This is a channel that I am going to be using to be reading you guys amazing stories. Today is a Sanderside fanfic called Nothing Left to Lose. It is a Prinxiety ship, so if you don't like Prinxiety, then you won't like this ship. It is by Shawnee VFX, on Wattpad. This story does not belong to me, and neither does the art. Without further ado, I'll be reading to you the prologue and chapter 1 of Nothing Left to Lose. Prologue. Even though it's the middle of the night, I swear everyone and their mom is watching me as I run away from the bank. Or maybe it's just the three literal superheroes that are attempting to catch me. There was Prince, or Princey, as I called him, Popstar, and Delta. The three super pains in my ass. It's not like I had robbed the bank dry. I had simply borrowed some of their Vidium. I really hope I pronounced that right. Which I needed for totally legit reasons. You can't blame me. Janice and Remus needed it for that bomb or robot helper they were trying to build. Well, it was more like whatever Janice was building, since, Remus is an idiot. Honestly, I'd lost track of whatever Jan was trying to build this time. I climb up onto a nearby apartment building's roof and continue running. Hopefully, only Popstar can actually follow me up here, since the others would have to use the fire escape. I turn to look over my shoulder, and sure enough, Popstar is shooting through the air after me. To be honest, the guy's got the reputation of being a softie, so even if he catches up, he probably wouldn't be capable of arresting me. As soon as I turn back to watch where I'm going, I'm met with a lack of roof to run on. But I can't exactly stop running, or they'll catch me, and I don't feel like being arrested right now. In my indecision, I've quickly run out of space, and just like that, I'm falling. I throw my arms in front of my face as though it would somehow stop my dive. My plan doesn't exactly help at all, considering the world still goes black as I hit the ground. Chapter 1. Virgil's point of view. The world brightens as I sit up. The first thing I notice is my arms, which, aside from hurting like hell, are handcuffed to a table. Oh man. I'm in an interrogation room. The one-way window and terrible fluorescence make that obvious enough. Also, my mask has been taken, so the entirety of New Vixen probably already knows my real name. This day just gets better and better, doesn't it? The door opens, letting in a police officer, along with the three who brought me in, Delta, Princey, and Popstar. I groan as the officer and Delta sit down opposite me, leaving Princey and Popstar to stand behind them. Princey puts on an intimidating face, or at least it's supposed to be. With my headache, it just feels more dramatic and patronizing than anything. Delta just stares blankly, like he's trying to read my mind, even though I'm pretty confident that he doesn't have that power. Popstar looks slightly uncomfortable in the room and is definitely the most friendly looking of the bunch. The cop, Daly, organizes some papers before starting. So, Virgil Shaw, also known as Anxiety, you're accused of assault, armed robbery, and collaborating with other dangerous villains such as Deceit and the Duke. Any comments on these charges? He asks condescendingly. Well, the fact that I haven't been told my rights is a crime, so I trail off, not really in the mood to deal with my arrest. Told you he wasn't going to cooperate, Princey comments angrily. I shoot finger guns at him, just to piss him off more. You betcha, I responded, hoping he didn't hear the way my voice shook. Janice and Remus always remind me how weak I am, and I don't need the heroes to know it too. Betcha is not a word, Delta comments under his breath. Any comments on the crimes you're accused of, Mr. Shaw? Daly presses. Sure, I don't agree with those first two, I say honestly. Princey scoffs. How reassuring. Delta and Popstar at least look interested. I myself have never hurt an innocent person. Trust me, I've made sure of that. My anxiety wouldn't let me get away with that without some soul-crushing guilt. Also, aside from my powers, which I can't exactly leave at home, I've never robbed a place with a weapon of any kind. Prince looks about ready to attack me, and Delta is quick to interject. So you don't deny the accusation of working with the villains, Deceit, and the Duke. Work with implies that I'm actually in on their plans. The only reason I stick around is because helping them allows me to eat 3 times a day, I say. And great, I'm anxiety talking now. So any question I decide to answer, they'll get a really long and fast one. My explanation shuts them up for a moment, though. What? Popstar finally pipes up, looking concerned. Surprised you don't know, or maybe you just ignore it. People like you, I gesture to the heroes, ignoring the cop for a moment, have it easy, while people like me have to struggle for every scrap just because I was born to the wrong people. Dalton straightens up in his seat, keeping his face neutral. Prince looks angry at my excuse, like it's my fault I have such a strong sense of self-preservation. Popstar, at least, has the decency to look upset at my explanation. That's bullshit, Prince starts, stepping towards me. How would you know? You've probably never been inside of a homeless shelter or an orphanage, I fire back, anger taking over, which is still better than anxiety, I guess. He seems to think about that for a second before looking angry again. He's probably just pissed that I'm right. But before the situation can get any more hostile, Popstar orders everyone out of the room despite their protests. Sorry about them, kiddo. He starts off, looking a bit nervous. Is it really that bad in the slums? Alright, I almost forgot about the nickname people gave to the poor side of town. Good lord. Yeah, kinda, I admit. I'm sorry you have to live like that, along with everyone else there. How are your arms? Oh crap, he noticed. Granted, I hadn't been struggling at all, which was probably more suspicious than anything. Instead of responding, I shrug. He walks back over, sitting down where Officer Daly had been. Silently, the hero puts his hands on my forearms. A light blue glow arises, and when he pulls his hands away, I realize my arms no longer hurt. You shouldn't be helping me. I've done nothing for you, I point out. This guy's kindness is starting to scare me. Is it supposed to be some kind of interrogation method? Well, I want to. Is that not reason enough? He asks sweetly. Too sweetly. That's not a good idea, I mumble. Janice and Remus are gonna show up any minute to break me out, and we'll probably end up kicking the crap out of this guy. Then again, if I admit to feeling bad for this puffball, Janice and Remus will kick the shit out of me in training. Suddenly, the lights go out, right on cue. Sorry. Popstar starts to panic in the now very dark room. You should really check that out, but it should probably stay with you. Dang it, he says more to himself than me. He's too proud to even say damn it. Jeez, how is this guy a superhero again? The door bursts open with Remus standing there. Hey, Inks, we gotta go. Like, now, he suggests, before noticing Popstar standing there. Well, this might be a problem. Virgil, go. He shouts at me expectantly. I'm about to question him before I understand what he means. I stare at Popstar, who meets my gaze, and I use my power to temporarily paralyze him. Remus then grabs me, and our surroundings change to what I'm guessing is the alleyway beside the police department. Then he grabs the walkie-talkie off of his belt. Yo, D, get out here before I eat your ass, he shouts into it. There's a loud crash at the second-story window breaks above us. Janice lands on the ground next to us. Stop saying shit like that, or before I turn you into the cops myself, he says. That was the prologue and chapter 1 of Nothing Left to Lose. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please come back next week so you guys can hear the rest of the story. Or if you would prefer, go ahead and read it on your own. I will try to link it in the description, but if I can't, it is by Shawnee VFX, and it is Nothing Left to Lose, Anxiety. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day.